Hello and welcome to Flexline Media coverage of the men's final round of the Christchurch Disc Golf League 2020. My name is Chris Hootman and I have with me League Director Jamie Thompson. Thanks for joining us, Jamie.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we have to thank league sponsors NZDSS, Kingfisher Fitness and Gecko Disc Sports for helping make this particular league the biggest in New Zealand. So good to see the support.
Oh, it's great. It keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. This year we had 7 grueling rounds and then finals to get us to these 4 players here.
Yeah, we see Ashton Clark coming off a 7 down in the first round. Zach Taylor in second place off a round of -6. Gregor in third with a -4, and Isaac Howard bringing up the final 4 with a -2. Awesome to see.
It's awesome to see. Isaac, he actually won our youth league last year, so it was good to see him make it to the finals and in the league card.
Yeah, we got such a fantastic card of essentially the top players in Christchurch, so it's awesome to see.
That's the goal.
Here we have hole 1, par 3, 93 metres. Nice wide open first shot for these players. Really the goal is to get it within the circle because there's not much in the way.
Yes, and if you go a little bit too long, you've got the OB of the creek in behind, so yeah.
We have Ashton lining up for his first throw of the final round. It's looking pretty nice. Getting up there.
Just getting up there, yeah. Looks like it's just near the circle there.
Yeah, just inside the circle. We have Zach, such a well-respected member of the Christchurch disc golf community. Always puts on a good show.
Yeah, Zach was actually a call-up for this event due to injury to one of our local players, John. Zach filled the spot.
It's good to see him making the lead card. Had a nice tee shot there. Here we have Gregor.
Yeah, Gregor was the winner of Group 2. Played an amazing final series, and yeah, Pip Louie at the post.
He's up just a little bit short. You can still give it a good bid from there.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a run there.
And Isaac, awesome to see him on this final card, and he crushes.
Absolutely smashed it, and everybody's sort of in that general vicinity. So yeah, the putts are going to be interesting.
Gregor giving it a good run, coming up just below the basket. Conditions were pretty good today. There's a touch wind around.
Yeah, so the first round it was a bit windy, brought up some interesting scores. But yeah, it definitely calmed down around lunchtime. Oh, great putt.
Yeah, strong start for Isaac. He's been putting really well lately. I played around with him a couple of days ago and phenomenal putter. And we'll see quite a few good putts during this round, I'm sure.
Yeah, a few birdies.
And now we'll just have Ashton and Gregor tapping out. But a good start for our lead card here. Moving on to hole 2.
Yeah, fairly clean round. A couple of birdies, couple of pars. Hole 2 is a nice 87-metre hole. You got the obstacle of the tree on the right-hand side there, so it kind of has to change up the line a little bit compared to the normal hole. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the drives work out.
Yeah, it's a touch different from the regular tee, just that extra bit of distance, making the hole a touch more difficult.
And it didn't help the tree fell down during the wind
Yeah.
prior to the finals.
High drive from Zach, but falls in a great spot, just short of the basket, probably just on circle's edge.
Just on circle's edge, yeah. The glide on that disc just really helped it.
Great rip from Isaac.
He's just got such a smooth release.
Yeah, excellent ground play as well, sliding up to about 4 metres out. Ashton lining it up. Also got a great release as well, and he's pushed this a bit too wide to the right, unfortunately catching a tree. I think he's fallen just inside.
Yeah, I can't actually remember. I was organising the event, so this is good for me to be able to see the action.
Gregor coming up a touch short. Really have to watch your upshot here. Don't want to go too long, but he's played that well. It's actually not a bad idea going a touch long of the basket because then you've got a safe putt coming back.
Yeah.
No risk of going into the creek.
So as you see there, Ashton's must have hit the tree and just fell straight down. So yeah, good run from him too. Hit metal, unlucky to bounce out.
Oh,
Just caught the wrong side of the
Yeah.
chains, and that was a good run.
yeah.
And Isaac going for his birdie. Same thing again.
Yeah. So our first 3 putts drawing medal. Unfortunately, not falling into the basket.
Be an easy clean up for par for
Yeah,
all 4 players there.
that's it.
This hole actually, we only saw 1 birdie in the final round, and that was in the second card there by Louis.
Surprising. It's not a particularly difficult hole, but I guess playing in the minds of these players early in the round.
Yeah, with the creek surrounding the basket, slightly longer distance, yeah, playing it safer than probably usually would.
Hole 3, par 3, 64 metres, playing from the standard tee. Just trying to get it around these branches, and to stick on the top of the mound can be quite easy to skip off and kind of roll a touch further from the basket that you would want.
Yeah, you kind of want to position it around that mound there. Yeah, it makes the next part a little bit easier.
Zach leaning on his forehand. He's got quite a solid forehand throw, and shows us exactly that.
And that's just on the edge of the mound there.
Yep. Isaac as well, opting for the forehand.
Yeah, Isaac was actually undefeated throughout the season. So he played 7 games in the regular round and, yeah, won them all. So it was a good test for him to come up against some of the other experienced players also.
Yeah, for sure. His drive ending up quite close to Zach's on the right-hand side of the basket. A bit sawn off there from Ashton, catching those trees and filtering down. He'll still have a look.
Still have a look, yep.
And Gregor opting for the turnover, which is my particular throw on this hole. Still not quite reaching it with the forehand, but
Yes, I'd need to do a little bit more work myself
Yep.
on that forehand.
he's out in the open. He'll have a fairly clear look to the basket.
So there's a nice wee tunnel there for Ashton for his putt. Going for birdie there.
Opening the angle slightly with his feet.
Fantastic run.
yeah.
Unlucky to hit the that little branch at the end there.
Yeah, just falling short, but that was on line. It's a bit of a soft bid from Gregor.
Yeah, kind of pulled back a little too much and didn't quite have that full
Yeah.
follow through.
Yeah, it is a little bit nervous. Oh,
And another chain out for
Yeah.
Isaac. That's unlucky.
unlucky. Yeah. Just had a bit too much heat on it, skipped over the rim. But as I was saying, it can be a little bit... You just got to be cautious with this green because you can very easily roll down the other side of the hill.
Yeah, all it takes it landing on the side. But another perfect birdie. And good shot there.
Great catch from the basket.
And that actually pulls Zach one ahead in the lead there.
Isaac tapping in for his par, as will the rest of our lead card.
So after the first 3 holes, we're fairly clean. No bogeys there, a couple of birdies, and it was good to see.
Whoever's leaderboard check-in, we're going to be checking in after every 3 holes because we do have this card coming up behind. It might be interesting to see how they're performing in competition to the lead card, but no major changes for our lead card through 3. Hole 4, par 3, 65 metres. This one's just pushed back a little bit from the regular tee, but it's essentially the same fairway. Just hoping to get a disc into the protected green, turnover or a forehand.
Yeah, turnover's generally the best. However, Zach with his forehand, he can't really do any wrong. And as you can see now, the wind's starting to pick up too, which is going to start playing on the players' minds.
And this looks great, just playing that right-hand side, sliding up, just getting caught up in those bushes, which is a good place to be.
Great place to be. Stops it instantly. Isaac just deciding on which disc's the best to use here.
Not exactly sure. It could be throwing could be a mid-range or a putter.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
putter?
for a putter. Went slightly to the left of the big tree there, but he should still have a look.
Draws it a bit low, I think. Yeah, catching that early hill.
Yeah, not quite happy with the release of that one.
Yeah. Gregor getting a bit of an air bounce and
just skimming the top
Yeah.
of the hill there.
sliding up onto that compacted ground. He's got still a little bit to go, but he's just in the green area. Ashton, big step putt, but yeah, just sliding it up. He'll have to take the par. Ooh, Bit of a floaty bid from Gregor.
Just as the wind decided to come up there.
Yeah, unlucky.
As it's got a nice wee tunnel.
Yeah.
Looks like he's putting with a keystone.
Yes, yeah. And
Ooh.
yeah, he's just unfortunately not converting these chances.
That's 3 holes, three medals.
Yeah. And he's usually quite a good putter, so he'll be unhappy with his performance so far in the round. But I guess the added pressure of the cameras and the lead card might be playing on his mind.
Yeah, having the cameras there definitely out of the norm for most of these players.
Yep.
All very amateur players. So
I think Zach's the only player who's had a round on our coverage before, so he might be feeling a little bit more comfortable. And he is the player with the most birdies, so might be playing a factor.
Could be a telling thing.
Hole 5, par 3, 91 metres, heading back into the field.
You got the OB to the right there, just to protect that playground. So generally a nice overstable disc backhand for a right-hander player can come around quite nicely.
Yep, that's exactly right. Can hyzer left quite severely if you don't put a bit of anhyzer on the disc, but Zach's played this very nicely.
Beautiful layup.
Yeah,
what a shot.
That's the perfect line that you want to play on this hole.
He even gets a slow motion. Look at that disc.
Yeah, this is the ideal line. You can play it slightly wider than you expect, as long as you can rely on that disc to hyzer back in.
And as you can hear now, the wind's definitely picking up.
So these players will be leaning on a more overstable disc. The wind can kind of swirl and kind of head back towards that tee pad, so it's important to choose your disc wisely, otherwise you could be turning over into that OB area. Isaac played that well.
Played that really well. A little bit shorter to where Zach laid up, but he's definitely got a look there.
Yeah. Ashton, straight line, just coming up a touch short. A little bit low from Gregor. This ground does not have much ground play.
Not at all.
So essentially where you land is where you're staying, but his upshot's nice. That'd be a nice easy tap in for par.
Yeah, well, thankfully being out there in the open, it's nothing too really risky.
Yep.
All you're trying to do here is just get it close so you can tap it in. Looks like it was a good run though there from Ashton.
It's going a bit long, but that's fine. Isaac has a chance for a bid.
Just kept it to the right there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite fade round as much as it could have.
And that's Gregor's 5th par in a row. So
yeah, he's playing very consistent,
Yep.
just keeping up.
no errors so far for our lead card, which is, I mean, it's not too difficult with these first 5 holes. They're fairly trouble-free if you play it up the middle. But it's still good to see. Ashton also with the 5 straight pars.
Yep, just warming up those arms before we get into the back 9.
And Zach putting a move on the card with the turkey. It's good to see. Playing well.
Playing very well. 3 shots ahead. Hole 6, 52 metres. Very, very concerning with the creek to the left there. There's also a dirt patch you can't see here that if the disc lands on that, it generally slides down quite quickly.
And the bush behind as well can cause a hazard if the players drive a bit too long. This is the shortest hole on the course, but it's not the easiest in terms of your tee shot, because that creek can very quickly become a problem.
And Zach opting for his forehand again, and all very long there. He's got a few branches and twigs to contend with for his next shot.
Tricky part, but fortunately did not skip OB. And
Isaac opting for a forehand.
Yeah, this is an unusual play for Isaac. Didn't expect him to go for the forehand, but he's come up a touch short in those bushes.
Forehand, if you've got it there, it makes it a little bit more sense, just because the way the disc will fly.
Yep.
It'll come up the hill rather than sliding down like we're seeing here with Ashton.
Yeah, but it puts the brakes on just before the OB, and I reckon any more power on that and he would have been in the water. And Gregor, possibly just a little bit cautious with that OB, comes up a touch short.
Yeah.
And this is one that you do not want to have to run if you can help it. But
and I think Gregor was in that mindset too.
Yeah.
Just nice wee layup.
Yeah. And a bit of a straddle knee putt from Isaac.
what a putt.
Yeah.
Look, the concentration, he was never going to miss that shot.
Yeah, makes good on that one, so he'll be happy with the birdie finally. And this is what Zach has to deal with. It's quite a tricky window, just deciding which particular opening he's going to go through.
This is great filming. Getting in there right in the action.
Always like to show the viewers what the player's looking at, and what a putt.
That was sensational.
Yeah, we've seen 2 really good putts. These players showing you how to get out of trouble if you end up in a weird spot on this hole. And a little uphill putt from Ashton. This is normally where you would be putting from if you did go OB. So it's not a given.
Not a given.
I've hit the cage a lot of times putting it out of OB.
The footing down there,
Yeah.
you can't see here, is very uneven. It's hard to get enough kind of uplift in your back foot there to follow through.
And checking in after 6 holes, we see Isaac bumping up into tied 3rd with Gregor.
Yes. That's really the only change here from the last 3 holes that we saw.
Yep, Gregor still no birdies, so he hasn't moved, unfortunately, but still playing consistent golf.
Very well. Hole 7 with the Mando there with tree on the arrow, so players have to go to the right there, slightly back from the normal tee, creates a bit of a tunnel, so they have to think about the height of their disc as well as the distance.
That's it. For some players, the extra distance actually plays slightly more into their game because they can open up a bit more with a slightly faster driver, get a bit more shape on the drive. Zach coming up a bit short, hitting the ground early, unfortunately. Ooh.
And that's that extra distance.
Yeah.
That's very unlucky, so we get to see a shot from the drop zone.
Not something that we would want to be seeing, but it can be interesting if you haven't seen where the drop zone is on this particular hole. And Ashton just sneaking around the Mando and coming up to probably Circle's Edge.
Circle's Edge, yeah, especially with that skip.
Yep. And you can hear the wind definitely picking up as we're heading through this section of the course. Potentially playing on his mind here. Just cut rolling just early of the Mando. But he's in a good spot for an up.
And what an up. That was a good up from that position.
Great touch. Good to see from Gregor.
And here's Isaac from the drop zone, opting for another forehand. An approach shot forehand, and wow.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a tricky drop zone. You can't really run it, so it does kind of punish you if you do miss the Mando.
Yeah, the trees on the right-hand side kind of come into play, so... And Zach with a nice upshot there.
Yeah. 3 of our lead card here not making the green, but Ashton just catching chains, falling in the basket for his birdie. Starting to put a bit more pressure on Zach. Unfortunately, Gregor.
Unlucky miss there from Gregor.
Yeah.
You don't normally see that.
No. That'll be his first mistake of the round.
And Zach coming in with the par. Ashton narrowing that gap.
Yeah.
I think that might be the first bogey of the round.
Yeah, it is. But Isaac also getting the bogey there. Unlucky for those 2 players. Hole 8, par 3, 91 metres. Difficult tunnel shot. This is a standard hole on the course, no changes, but it doesn't make the hole any easier.
No, it doesn't. It's a very, very tough shot. I personally opt for a roller just to get it down there through that tunnel on the other side, whereas these players here can crush it straight down the gap.
Ashton's drive just catching the root of that tree and rolling out back into the fairway, but probably not a bad kick.
Not a bad kick. He's definitely further down than I first initially thought. There's a tree on the left-hand side there that sticks out a little bit, could come into play, but I think he might be slightly past there.
Zach opting for the sidearm. He's released that a touch high, and that's going to find some branches and filter down, but falls smack bang in the middle of the fairway, so he'll have a straightforward up shot from there. And this looks great from Isaac. Just some late turn in that opened area at the end of the fairway.
Make a good good second shot to the basket.
And here we have Gregor opting for the right-hand fairway. It's a pretty good option if you do avoid that tree, but Gregor...
Yeah, just slightly slightly wide to the right. If it was a little bit more to the left, would have hit that dirt patch, skipped up quite nicely, and bounced toward the basket.
Not a bad upshot from there. He'll be definitely putting within the circle, so he did well. And as you can see, this wind really affecting the players.
Zach even just alluding to the wind there, going, "What are you doing?
What's going on? Where have you come from? I'm trying to throw a disc here." Plays it well though, keeping it wide, hoping for probably a bit more ground action into the green, but he won't be too unhappy with that.
Yeah, it's still a gettable putt there for Zach.
And similar for Ashton, questioning why the wind has picked up. It's kind of funny. The last few rounds that we've filmed has just been crazy weather, so I think the problem might be us.
It's what a run! It's very abnormal weather for Jelly Park. Normally fairly clear.
Yep.
But the wind on this day was it was all over the place. 1 minute it was head, next minute it was tail. It just didn't know what it wanted to do.
All of our players reaching the circle for their putts for par. Great putt for Gregor.
Yep, definitely bouncing back from the last hole. Oh, Zach a little bit too high and nutsed himself. Went through the legs.
Wow, that's really unlucky. Just catching the band and rolls back. He's lost about 1.5 meters there.
Thankfully it went that side. If it had rolled the other side, as you can see, there's the hill.
And that can quickly roll down into the creek and go OB. But still, with this wind and that OB behind, it's not a gimme. But that's a great correction.
Yeah, learned from the first part, corrected himself.
Kept it nice and flat. And he'll have to settle for the bogey.
Oh, Isaac again, hitting chains and falling out.
Yeah, really unlucky. He's had some putts that probably should have stayed in, but he hasn't been rewarded. Ashton cleaning up his par, and Isaac with the bogey. Really unlucky.
Really unlucky. Now we're heading to the final hole of the front nine, 64 metre, fairly open, but a very, very close creek and behind and to the left there. Yeah,
we often see drives kind of leaking left, hyzering out, and they can very quickly end up in the creek, so it's best to aim a little bit out to the right-hand side, because if you put enough power behind it, you'll generally just push up and end up roughly where Ashton has. Just hopefully touch short of the basket.
Yeah, as long as it's dry.
Yeah, it'll make the run for the basket and his next shot a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Overshooting.
Gregor, quite direct, but he's come up short of the basket. But yeah, that putt's going to be pretty scary. And looks like these players are contending with a bit of a headwind. So you want to choose something overstable. And looks like Zach didn't get the turn that he wanted, and that is OB, unfortunately. Gone in that creek. But he'll be putting from definitely inside the circle.
Inside the circle from there for his par save there.
Yeah, so you can quite easily save a par. And here we have Isaac. He's pushed it out quite nicely to the right. Come up a bit short though. Looks like it's titanium zone. Gregor, bit of a weak bid, but that's fine.
Yeah, it just faded a little bit too short of the basket there, but landed safe.
Ooh, strong run from Isaac.
Run.
Lucky to catch on the grass, because that could have easily rolled OB.
I guess he kind of had the backboard from the angle he was with the big tree in the background, so probably a smart play.
Ashton off the cage.
Just dropping
online, but he's dropped nicely there. And now that all of our players have putted for birdie, I can say that the only birdie today was from Louis Stridham.
Wow.
So on a hole that you would expect to see a bunch of birdies, only the one for the day. Unfortunately, Zach dropping the putt there, so he'll be probably getting 2 bogeys to finish up this front nine, which considering his strong start, is a little bit surprising.
They definitely want to bounce back.
Yeah.
Coming into the back nine there.
Yeah, for sure. And those two bogeys have squared it up.
Wow.
Ashton and Zach both on -9 for the day. We have Gregor at -3 and Isaac at -2. So it's going to be a very exciting back nine. Pretty good performances from our lead card.
Yeah, good battle shaping up for first place. It all comes down to the final 9 holes to see who walks away with the crown.
Yeah, that's it. It's what you want to see from a lead card final round. We see Ashton and Zach currently sitting in tied for first position. Gregor in third, Isaac in fourth, and our chase card not doing too bad. We see Louis doing well, -2 for his final round, so he'll be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing how the next 9 holes shape out.
100%. We're looking forward to it, and we'll see you on the back nine.
See you there.